Hi, it's Jen Tolo here. Welcome to the Wellness Universe. Um, I am the owner of Butterfly Family Wellness, and I'm an integrative bridge to health. And I'm here to talk about how to stay sane in all this chaos, especially with home and social distancing. So, I have a little disclaimer to say I'm not a doctor and I'm not providing medical advice. If anyone feels like they need medical advice, then please seek a professional. I am a whole health educator, and I'm hoping that I can help you in this chaotic time, especially because I'm also a nurse and I'm a mother of four boys, teenage boys, I must say. So I get the craziness and the chaos, and I also understand how absolutely challenging it is to practice social distancing. So, hi, Anna, how are you? Um, so one of the big things first to understand about social distancing is what is it? Because there's a lot of misunderstanding, I think, about why we're being asked to stay 6 feet apart from people, which is social distancing, also to limit groups, to limit gatherings. So according to Wikipedia, social distancing is a set of non-pharmaceutical infection control actions intended to stop or slow the spread of contagious disease. So that's the real, when we hear the terms about flattening the curve, it's basically this social distancing is because a lot of us, we don't know if we've been in contact or been contaminated or been infected. So it's to stop us from spreading this so quickly, because the coronavirus is very quick to spread, so we don't overwhelm the healthcare system. So that's really what social distancing is. And to be honest with you, it's really, really challenging for us because as humans, we are social creatures. We, especially kids and teenagers. But we like to socialize. We like to feel supported. We like to get together with others. We're also in an age where we are completely distracted a lot of times by needing other people to distract us or needing people to entertain us. So there's a lot of challenges that this is presenting, but I truly believe this is not without purpose. So I really believe that this is an opportunity for us to get reconnected to our families, to get reconnected to ourselves, to reprioritize what's important in our lives. Really, really, really important, I think, for us to just take a couple deep breaths, ground ourselves. Don't panic in all the frenzy that's going on, because guess what? As parents, when we're crazy, we're going to create craziness in our kids. When we feel unsafe, we're going to create an environment that doesn't feel safe for our kids. That's not what we want. So the really important challenge is, how do we create an environment for our families, for ourselves, where we can still be social, we can still interact, whether it's with each other, whether it's with friends. We have to be creative in a lot of this. Another challenging thing is there are a lot of people out there that are not practicing social distancing. There are a lot of businesses that are open. There's a big to do in a town nearby because there's an ice cream store that opened where you have to go inside to get your ice cream. You know what? This is a tough time for everybody. This is a tough time for businesses. This is a tough time for schools. At least I know all my kids are doing online learning right now through the schools. The schools are having to be creative. My oldest son is home from college. He's going to do, starting Monday, tomorrow, he's going to start all of his classes online. So these are all things that are really, really, really making us change. Hey, Manuela. Hey, Vanessa. Making us change how we view things, change how we're approaching things. And a lot of times we're very resistant to change. But here's the thing, change is good. Change is good because guess what? It makes us evolve, it makes us grow. And this, to me, is a huge opportunity for us to grow as people, to grow as families, and to really just start creating some awareness about what do we need to shift, what do we need to change. Create awareness of, first, what's going on, why are we being asked to socially distance, and then as I'm grabbing her name, but as Lauren McMahon talked about before me today, was how do you explain this to your kids? And it's really important that kids have an awareness of why are we being asked to socially distance ourselves. So what does social distancing mean? It really means you got to stay 6 feet apart. And you don't want to be inside. I think being outside is okay. I'm telling my kids it's okay for them to go for a bike ride with their friends. It's okay for them to go for a hike or go for a walk with friends. I don't know if you're on the West Coast. I know that things have been locked down. I don't know if this means that you have to stay inside. If you do have to stay inside, that's obviously challenging, but maybe you can do a workout online with friends. Maybe you can engage together, FaceTiming or Zoom. Let me tell you, if you're going to invest, the teleconferencing, the Zoom, and the different platforms to connect us are going to be key right now. Big boom for them. But staying connected as much as you can. I know my kids, I'm trying to limit screen time, but a lot of times my boys like to connect playing Xbox and things like that. I think it's great. It's great. Sorry, I'm just looking at these. It's great for us to allow them to have that connection. I think it's important that we limit it. I also think like book clubs and things like that where you can read a book together and discuss it, especially for younger kids. Maybe some of the older kids will do that on their own. I will say, having teens, it's very hard to force kids to do something. It's important to give them options. I created a chart for my kids. I also have, I have a, I'm going to put it on the link, but I have a How to Thrive in the Chaos video series that's free. And one of the things that I'm offering also is sort of a boredom buster list of things to do. So a lot of just being creative, I think, is really important. Cooking together. Try something new to connect. Try something like, learning a new language, learning how to cook, learning how to crochet, create different projects. I have a bunch of different projects that we do, that I do with my kids, trying to get them to do STEM projects or using recycling and making like bowling, using the bottles and bowling with the bottles, making birdhouses out of some of the bottles. There's a lot of different creative things that we can do, and I do have that on my Boredom Busters activity sheet. So creating awareness, the isolation, staying calm in all of this is really important. Taking some deep breaths. When you feel yourself get churned up, take some deep breaths. Be really choicey about where your information is coming from. Sometimes we can get an information overload, and that's not helpful to anybody. But staying active, really important. So exercising together. We've been hiking, biking, walking. Inside, I've got different activities. You can use a deck of cards, and with a deck of cards, you can do a deck of card workout. You can use dice, and you can have different exercises to do. When you throw the dice, that's how many you're going to do of that thing, whether it's sit-ups, whether it's jumping jacks, burpees, mountain climbers, whatever you want to do. Be creative. Help your kids be creative. And then finally, a really important thing, I'm just finishing this post so you guys can get this link if you want. It's free videos, how to thrive in the chaos of the coronavirus. One of the important things too is to make sure that you take time for you. As a parent, really important that you take time for you, because when you take time for you, you're going to be able to kind of fill up your own energy well and be there and be present for your kids. Your kids need you to be present. Your family needs you to be present. It's very easy to get snipey and grumpy and overwhelmed. Take some deep breaths. Calm your nervous system first. Or as Manuel Aurora likes to say, find your tiny island. Take some tiny islands. I love that, Manuela. And just center yourself, because when you center yourself, you're going to be able to be present. You're going to be able to use your brain, and you're going to be able to think of solutions and problem solve. But have a list of activities for your kids to do. Maybe say we're going to do one thing together, and then maybe say we'll do, you're going to have to do something on your own, because it's important that we figure out how to entertain ourselves during some downtime. Really important, because a lot of times we all want to be distracted. We all want to be entertained. Well, I think that this is a lesson in all of this. We need to be connected. We also need to learn how to be truly present and not have to be distracted all the time. We also need to think about others. Right now, a lot of people are focusing on themselves and what this means for ourselves. Really what we need to worry about is how are my actions going to potentially impact the community? So think about yourself and be aware of what you can do, but then think about it from a global perspective. Think about the we mentality, the conscious collective, because that's how we flatten the curve, is what they're saying, right? That's how we lower the burden to healthcare practitioners. Because my husband right now, he's a surgeon. My husband's in the hospital. My husband has to wear a mask at home. We have to sleep in separate rooms because there was somebody that he works with that was contaminated. So he got tested, and he's learning to deal with this, not to panic, because of course a lot of healthcare workers, they're on the front lines. So to help them practice social distancing, be smart about it, guys. We all are social creatures. We all want to be connected with each other. Well, let's learn to do that outside, respectfully, keeping distance. I heard a comment calling it we are reorienting relationships. So just think about like the handshakes, right? Now we're doing waves or jazz hands or elbows. It's fun, but we can come up with creative ways to connect. And that's the challenge that we have. And I think that, you know what? I'm going to rise to this challenge. Are you? Let's do this together. It's really, really important that we are in this together. So if anybody has any questions, please feel free to email me, jen@butterflyfamilywellness.com. Again, sign up for my How to Thrive in the Chaos of the Coronavirus video series. In that, you'll get a list of boredom busters. I think it comes with the third video. And I just kind of go over, from a healthcare perspective, what do we need to think about? What does it all mean? And then I talk about things that we can do to stay sane. I talk about how to calm our nervous system, and then I talk about how to stay connected. So those are some big things. I'm also going to put on this link if anybody is feeling really overwhelmed and needs to have a little Tame the Chaos call. I'm happy to have a free call with anybody to help you figure out what this means to you, to create some awareness, to create some perspective. This is a way to connect with me if you need to. And I don't see any questions on here, but again, I wish everybody well, and I know you guys, we're going to be able to do this. We're going to get through this together. We just need to be smart. We need to be creative. We need to be present. We need to be calm, and we need to start thinking about we. We need to start thinking about the conscious collective, the community. This is shifting us from the head brain to the heart brain, and this is where we need to be, guys. So spread the word, connect, let's be creative, and we're in this together. We're going to do this together. I wish you all well. Have a fantastic day. And again, please, by all means, anybody connect with me. Oops, I see some. Let's see. Yep, I dropped some news. Okay. Anybody, please, if you have any questions, I'm going to say one more time. I'm going to put it in here. Jen@butterflyfamilywellness.com. It's the best way to connect with me. And if I can help you, I am here to help you. We are in this together, and I wish you all well. I know this is hard. This is a challenge, but guess what? With challenges, we rise, right? We rise, and we're going to rise together. We're going to open our hearts nice and big and strong, and just be present and be there for each other. Okay? And thank you, Anna, for helping to continue this togetherness and this collective consciousness. All right, I'm grateful for you all. Be well, everybody.